and Iran, people have taken to the streets. Mostly they're young. More than 60% of the population of the Middle East is under 30. There are local grievances and others that cross borders. They see hard lives stretching before them while political elites keep the money and the power.
We've lived with these political authorities for 40 years. The system in which they have put in place itself has made Lebanese people's lives hell.
Ali Amhaz, who's 24, home after studying at the London School of Economics, is fed up with Lebanon's leaders, some of whom started their careers as warlords in the 70s and 80s.
I think we have, for the first time, a feeling of hope, a feeling of solidarity as Lebanese people, and it goes beyond the typical cliches of, oh, you know, coexistence, and now I can hang out with my Druze friend and my Christian friend and whatever. We're even beyond that. We have normalized each other's presence for the first time since the Civil War.
That chant means the people want the fall of the regime, and it was I suppose you could say it was the soundtrack of the uprisings in 2011. One that started in Tunisia and moved right through to Egypt and Libya and Syria and beyond, and was the vessel for high hopes, but sadly for the people came to very little. It's not clear at all whether these new protests will be any more successful in forcing change than the ones that failed in 2011. Only Tunisia from that year of protest has managed some new democracy. Syria, Libya and Yemen slid into wars that continued. So far, since October, the protests in Lebanon have been mostly peaceful. It's the opposite in Iran. In the last few weeks, the regime has used deadly force to crush the most
economic and financial means to solve these problems, and the political will and courage of the policymakers is needed.
Even the World Health Organization has joined the chorus of alarm about the impact of our carbon-intensive lives.
Air pollution is responsible for 7 million premature deaths every year. So it's so obvious, it's so cost-effective, it's so positive, it's so non-controversial, because who will disagree with the fact that you want to reduce 7 million deaths?
With the effects of global warming in evidence all over the world, the Madrid conference is supposed to help close that gap. Whether it will, despite all the ambition, isn't certain.
Well, this is All Out Politics. We're live in Cardiff. We're discussing the big issues facing the Welsh voters with just a week to go until the general election. This, of course, is the third stop in our tour around the nations of the United Kingdom away from England. And it's very interesting in Northern Ireland and in Scotland. The whole idea of nationalism, of independence, featured very strongly in pretty much all the discussions. Is it such a big feature here in Wales, Delyth from Plaid Cymru?
Well, it certainly is, Adam. I mean, the Plaid Cymru had our best ever result in the European elections, and we beat the Labour Party for the first time in our history. We have seen over recent months many marches in support of independence, and a number of opinion polls have shown that there's a rise in support for independence. And I think that the reason why we're seeing this is that more and more people are frankly fed up with the Westminster system and with a union that has left us impoverished, that has left us behind in so many ways, and we're looking for a positive alternative. And one of the things that I have found exciting in these marches, and I had the privilege of speaking in one of them in Merthyr Tydfil, people are marching in favour of something because they're excited about something. Well, and normally we only ever see marches when people are against something. So I think this is a really unique phenomenon.
What are you offering in your manifesto, you know, in the event that you became the dominant party in Wales? What would you seek to do in terms of independence?
Well, Adam, this is a Westminster election, so obviously we want to win. We think that we will win the next Senedd election in 2021, but obviously the manifesto that we have now puts forward a number of proposals that would improve the situation in Wales and would lay the groundwork for us to be an independent nation, including a green jobs revolution that would be a £20 billion investment over 10 years, making sure that our public services that are crying out for investment government are actually
But
given that investment.
on the issue of the constitutional issue, what would you do?
So we've set up an independence commission in November, and that's going to be taking evidence over the next year and reporting on a number of different issues. So on that, the manifesto that we've put forward now lays groundwork so that Wales can be an independent nation in the next, say, 10, 15 years.
Paul Davies, I mean, how do you evaluate Welsh nationalism as an issue?
There's no appetite for independence in Wales at all.
Seen?
And I know that Plaid Cymru keep peddling this view that 30% now are in favour of independence. That was their own survey, of course, that actually told us that there is no appetite for independence here. I believe in a strong Wales, in a strong United Kingdom. We have a shared culture, we have a shared history. It's important that we are members of the United Kingdom. And of course, Plaid want to leave one union, but wants to remain in another union. And that does not make any sense whatsoever.
If I could take that point, please.
Well, you're by remaining in the European Union.
Yes, of course, because the two unions that we're talking about are fundamentally different. The European Union has its faults, but it is greater than the sum of those faults. Paul, if I could answer your question, please.
And now
well, I would like to answer the point that you were saying, which is just simply flawed, because the European Union has redistribution of wealth at its core. It is about solidarity between nations. Now, the union that we are a part of with England and Scotland and Northern Ireland, it is an extractive union. Wealth is not redistributed based on need.
Delith's party wants to destroy the United Kingdom.
We do not
They
want to destroy
They want to
the
transfer
United
powers
Kingdom.
then from Westminster, not to Cardiff, but then to Brussels.
The
that does not make any sense
Baroness,
whatsoever.
you, all unionist parties, you all agreed against the
the
Green menace here?
The last 3.5 years should have taught us that breaking up is hard to do. It's long and it's painful, and we are facing years of underachievement in the UK as a result of this Brexit phenomenon. To add the concept of independence on top of that and the chaos that would happen there. Do you know, it's simply not an idea that flies in Wales at the moment.
Well, if I could say...
Because Wales is not Scotland. Wales has a very long border with England. People pop backwards and forwards across that border all the time. I want Wales to have a much fairer deal, a stronger assembly, a fairer deal, but within the United Kingdom.
And the United Kingdom is not serving Wales well. I find it astonishing that unionist parties keep on thinking that we will somehow get a better deal. This is something that we have to have the levers of control.
Does Brexit have a view on independence?
Yes. I think on the one hand, the aspiration for self-determination and national sovereignty, we can now agree, is not some far-right plot, but is actually a perfectly legitimate one. I happen to believe...
no connection whatsoever.
Just hold on. National sovereignty and self-determination, I understand that aspiration. I've not found an appetite for it in terms of Welsh nationalism throughout Wales, and I agree with what my colleagues have said. I think it's worth pointing out, you're all colleagues in the sense of this conversation. Try not to pick each other up on the wrong things. I was going to say on the European Union, in terms of its solidarity with small nations, I mean, try telling that to Catalonia as an aside.
Which is why I said it is flawed. I just think it's greater than the sum of its flaws.
But it's also the case that it does seem to me that there is a real disillusion with Westminster, which will mean that people look for alternative parties. We've got to be honest with that. The Westminster system laid itself open to having been an anti-democratic rump parliament for the last 3.5 years. And I think in that sense, Plaid will pick up a few votes, others will pick up a few votes. What I think we do need is a democratic revolution of sorts, and I think in that sense the Brexit Party at least is trying to embody those hopes for people beyond going narrowly nationalist.
In Scotland, this has been a very, very difficult issue for Labour, and to a certain extent the SNP has displaced Labour against the Conservatives. Is that happening here?
It isn't happening here. You have to look at the record of 5 elections at the National Assembly, when 5 elections for the National Assembly, where Labour has formed the government here in Wales. To be Welsh, to be Labour, are identities that fit right on top of one another. But the United Kingdom is at greater risk today, I believe, than at any time in my political lifetime. We need a government that is serious about the future of the United Kingdom itself, that will do the radical reforming agenda that is necessary to allow a voluntary association of 4 nations to go on being a success.
So that means
into the
further
future.
devolution, further powers to Wales?
It means strengthening devolution. We're a devolutionist party. I fiercely believe that decisions that affect only people in Wales should be made only by people in Wales, but I'm against borders and barriers. I believe that we want a successful Wales in a successful United Kingdom, in a successful European Union.
Mama's choice. You bet this, Charlie.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
Hello, wherever you are. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Morning Show. Of course, it is Starr Radio UK. Today is the 5th of December 2019. That is the 5 of the 12th of 2019. And I want to welcome you all to the greatest program in the whole wide world.
say good morning to each and every one of you who is joining us this morning. Mrs. Evelyn Ewa, good morning to you. Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, wherever you are, massive good morning to you, sir. To my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davis, good morning. Mr. Olaimi Koiki, good morning. On the back of your this, Mr. Champion Bong, good morning to you all. And I say morning to Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, Mr. Kofi Ali, Felix, Dr. Morton, Mr. Theophilus Taiko, Kwame in the USA, Esther Ahen in Ghana, Kamvana Haven in USA, Mr. Davidson in USA. So I salute you all, guys. And thank you very much for tuning in once again to listen to us on Starr Radio UK. And I'm saying good morning to Captain Felix Tete, and my big reverend is Reverend Michael Esiama. Massive good morning to you. I hope you are enjoying the Ghana trip. Okay, so wherever you are, thank you very much for tuning in. But tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. The Starr Radio UK morning show is on. And like I say all the time, of course, happiness is near. So, by way of program outline, we bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast, and then the travel updates. Okay, then we move on from there to bring you all the news that is making the rounds in other parts of the world. Now we're starting from Nigeria exactly at 11 o'clock when Mr. Olaimi Koiki will join us to bring us updates from Nigeria. We then move on from there to bring you not anything but what is happening exactly 2 weeks from today will be a week from today will be at the polls. It is the 12th. I don't know why I'm saying 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks from today something good will happen. What about that? Well, so a week from today exactly you'll be at the polls. People will be voting. And come tomorrow's week, we'll see who be who. So if you have not registered, I think it's too late to register now. But if you have not registered for your postal vote, please. I think, is it ending today? But whatever it is, make sure that you do so. So just in case next week the weather becomes so cold, you cannot go out wherever you are. You are aged. Okay, all OAPs, the OAPs. You cannot go out to go and vote or anything. Then you can chill out, right? And you would have just sent your your vote in already. Okay, so Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station here in London. On a wonderful, not too cold, not too warm, a bit milder than it's been of late. But I will bring you that on the weather front. Of course, I am the one and only Archie on Starr Radio UK. Nobody does it better. Let me say good morning to HRH and Biola wherever you are. Good morning to you and to my HRH herself, Linda Palian all the way in Cyprus. I salute you, and to Mr. Palian as well. Salute. Hope you are all doing good. Okie dokie do. Reverend Dr. Francis Okonunu, Mama Eugenia Nunu, massive good morning to you, all of Revival City Church. I salute you all. Lady Francis Okonunu, Lady Francis Lamte as well. Good morning to you. I was going to use your maiden name. My apologies, my lady. No, but there's no apologies for that. You come from you have a good dad. What more can a man, a lady ask for? Okay. Now let's move on. Let me say good morning to Auntie Mary, Mrs. Mary Bruce. Ma'am, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. And to my person, say, Brother HB, all of Bible Life Family Ministry, salute you all. Hope you are doing all good. Lady C, good morning, all the way in Ghana. When are you coming back? And to Empress Regina, good morning. Lady Regina. No, Lady Gina Latte and Auntie Regina. All of Middlesex University, I salute you all. And to our listeners who are listening to us all the way in Jamaica, those who are on trip there, the George's Hospital team that is there, salute you all. Okie dokie though. Now, by way of program outline, as I said earlier on, the quote for the day says, "A life without difficulties will produce weak and untested people." A life without difficulties will produce weak and untested people. So if you are going through any challenge or any difficulty, see it as something that is going to make you formidable. It is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Move on to the weather front here in London and our southeast of the United Kingdom. It says that it's going to be somewhat a chilly and partly cloudy start through the morning. Some good sunny spells will develop this afternoon. Further sunny spells are expected, but winds will strengthen, becoming mild late on. It's going to be turning increasingly cloudy and windy tonight with blustery showers or longer spells of rain crossing the area from the west, significantly milder than of late. Top temperature is going to be 9 degrees, the lowest is going to be 8 degrees, a bit milder as I said. And then when it comes to UV level, UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low as well. Sunset 15:53 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 07:49 hours. Let me say a special good morning to Mr. Kofi Obeng. It's now 10:45. I'm going to be taking you straight to the roads for you to know what is happening on your travels. Of course, that is what? Keep your eyes on the roads. Yes, keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you updated. I promise I'll born the STARR Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:45. Now, on the underground this morning, apart from Hammersmith and City lines, all the lines are working in good service. That's Bakerloo, Central, Circle, District, Jubilee, Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly, Victoria, Waterloo, and City lines. Good service there. London Overground, good service. TFL Rail, good service. DLR, good service. London Tramlink, good service there as well. But you know what? Continue to keep your eyes on the road, so we'll keep you navigated, I promise. Our boy in the STARR Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:45. On the riverbank this morning, RB1, RB1X, RB2, RB4, RB5, RB6, Woolwich Ferry, good service there. Now let's move on to the National Rail. Let me tell you what is happening on the National Rail front when it comes to the United Kingdom. Arriva Trains Wales has got special service. First haul trains, minor delays. Grand Central, minor delays. Great Northern, minor delays. Greater Anglia, minor delays. Island Line, special service. Southeastern, special service. Southern, special service. Thames Link, minor delays. Virgin Trains, East Coast, minor delays there as well. That aside, all the others that were not mentioned, good service throughout. But you know what? Keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads, and we'll keep you navigated. I promise I'm on the STARR Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:45. If you are stuck in any traffic there, just continue to listen to us, because as and when there are any changes, we'll bring it to your fore. Okay, on the major roads in London, A10 has got closures, A13 closures, A21 closures, A23 closures, A4 closures, A41 closures, Central London Red routes closures, North Circular A406 closures, A12 serious delays, South Circular A205 serious delays there as well. And I can say all the time, well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you. Enjoy your commute on for today. But continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie. Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
I know. So improve but degree. Okay, what about but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and the financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and the masters fully sponsored. Tie UK buying ebetimi amount up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite. And now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so what me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai beti our school fees ni ade nyina amount. Any for 07904793019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nyesika nefetri our fees. But degree.
This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me bring you my first carefully selected choice of song that we want to give thanks to the Almighty God for granting us another opportunity to live life to the fullest. If you can't see me, don't you worry, but I'm bringing you the lovely music. Stay tuned. And that is Vovome from Joe Metal and the Better Revival Choir. Enjoy it, put on your dancing shoes, and I'll be with you.
My machonye nuse awodo na mawu esiayi machonye gbe machonye ji machonye nuse awodo na mawu esiayi for my way machonye nuse awodo for my way oh machonye nuse awodo na mawu esiai for my way say I want hey. You can give the Lord a dance in this place. Come on. Mazwazoli mawakodeji. Mazwazoli mawakodeji. Mazwazoli mawakodeji. Kodeji. Mawakodeji. 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 Sipovome. Povome. 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 How many of you remember this clap back in the day? Hey, are you ready? Hey, 1, 2, 3, we go. Maudo de menye, matrido, machio, Joalesi maudo de menye, matrido, tola machio, Joalesi maudo de menye, matrido, machio, Joalesi maudo de menye, matrido, tola machio. Agbe ma botwe, agbe ma bojo, oh agbe ma bojo, agbe oh agbe ma botwe, agbe ma botwe, agbe ma bojo, agbe oh agbe ma
Yeah, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And it is exactly 11 o'clock from the heart of London, wherever you are. Add and subtract, and you get the right time there. But it is Starr Radio UK. Thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us. And we will be bringing you the one and only updates from Nigeria in just a second. But we take a commercial break and we'll be back with you. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie. Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package? And intact Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
I know. So improve your home, but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and financial support. Now dia ko school about degree. Our courses be bremu. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Say UK abai betimi amal up to £21,000 every year. Now dia your school fees about degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your sassy can be. Now your bold degree. So British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport. 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your sassy can be. Now your bold degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from so we'll up to £21,000, no. I buy bet your school fees near the end, you know, amount. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Mesika nefetria fees, but degree.
All I can see. Sometimes I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on Starr Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Programme brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Programme this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Starr Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK on a Thursday morning here in London, where we bring you all the news that is making the rounds in the world today. But it's now time for us to bring you updates from Nigeria, and that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'll bring you headlines and touch on a couple of the stories there, and we move on. Mr. Laimi Koleke is being caught up in some busy schedule this morning, trying to get some information for us, but at the moment, he cannot be able to come on air. Once he has time, he will join us during the course of the program. If not, we'll bring you the update as he has directed. All right. Now, so this morning, some information coming from Nigeria. It says breaking 7.1 billion naira fraud. Court convicts Oji Kalu That's what the Punch newspaper is saying. We'll bring you more of that. And then another one, release Sowore within 24 hours. Court orders SSS. So what is the SSS going to do now? Now that the court is saying release him within 24 hours. Now we'll order your arrest if Senate threatens Nimasa DG. And just in another story, Edo Speaker declares 14 seats vacant. So if you want to contend in Edo, you can go contend for those 14 seats. Now 18 Indians kidnapped near Nigerian coast, and the federal government announces 9 new permanent secretaries and sanction bans over casual workers. They're saying that the banks should be sanctioned over casual workers. We'll be having a look at that. And then Buhari reacts as Kagama becomes Abuja Catholic Archbishop. We'll be bringing you some of the details of that story. Is the reaction of the president a bad one or in a bad taste? We'll have a look at that. EFCC invades Yahoo Boys. Yahoo. Then Yahoo Boys then arrest Kingpin. 26 others. World body rejects hate speech and social media bills, saying Nigerians will be through. Okay, I'll bring you that details also as well. We know that Nigeria is been advocating for a ban on dangerous speeches, or what did I say? Hate speech and stuff like that. Now, Amnesty International declares hate speech, social media bills dangerous. Okay, so we'll see. We'll be bringing you more of that. But let me touch on the latter first. The Amnesty International is rejecting outrightly the social media and hate speech bills currently before the Senate in Nigeria. Now, the Amnesty International argues that the bills do not meet the international human rights standards. The international organization warns that if passed, the bills will give absolute powers to the government to jail its critics. The hate speech and social media bills before the Senate is a prospective danger in Nigeria to Nigerians. The Amnesty International has declared expressing its rejection for the pieces of legislation. Amnesty International noted that if eventually passed, the bills will trample on the rights of Nigerians to free speech or freedom of expression. This day reports that the organization added that many provisions of the bills do not meet international human rights standards. This adds to the mass rejection that has greeted the bills since they were introduced for legislation by the upper chamber of the National Assembly, with one proposing death penalty for a hate speech. Now, a statement by Amnesty International Programs Manager in Nigeria, Sean Bakari, quoted that the international organization are saying the bills are an alarming escalation in the federal government's attempt to censor and punish social media users for freely expressing their opinions. According to Amnesty International, the social media have become one of the last remaining places where citizens of the country can freely express their opinions there. Now, Amnesty International warned that the bills will give the government powers to limit access to social media and ensure up to 3 years in prison for anyone who criticizes it. In a quote, they said, "We are urging the Nigerian authorities to drop these bills, which are open to vague and broad interpretation, and impose incredibly harsh punishment simply for criticizing the authorities," the organization said. And they said, pay attention, install our okay. So the question is, will the Senate go on with it? Will this bill be passed into motion? Or the other way around, will the motion be passed into a bill? We will see. If the bill is passed, oh my. Some people are even advocating for a death penalty. So if you criticize, now who is going to be interpreting that law itself? But you want to know more, continue to stay tuned and we will bring you more on that front. But it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, Buhari has reacted as Kagama becomes Abuja Catholic Archbishop. The President Muhammadu Buhari Thursday sent a personally signed goodwill message to Ignatius Kagama as he gets formally installed today as Catholic Archbishop of Abuja. Now, Buhari also rejoiced with Archbishop and wished him well. He wished him well, so that's a good one, isn't it? And in his new spiritual assignment, he said, the president's gesture was disclosed in a statement by his special advisor, media and publicity, Femi Adesina, in Abuja. Okay. In a quote from that letter, he said, I rejoice with you on your appointments as Archbishop of Catholic Archdiocese of Abuja by the Catholic Pontiff, Pope Francis. Okay. It is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and bringing the time now to 13 minutes past the top of the hour. That was 13 minutes past 11. 7.1 billion fraud. Court convicts OG Kalu. The Federal High Court in Lagos has convicted a former governor of Abia State, OG Uzo Kalu, who was charged with 7.1 billion naira fraud. So what is going to happen to him? That is another question that is being asked. But, well, details of it will be coming your way. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. On the other story that we've been championing or been talking about all this while, release Sowore within 24 hours, court orders SSS. I don't know why I call them DSS. Now, it says Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu of the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, on Thursday awarded 100,000 naira against the State Security Service for flouting the court order made on November the 6th, ordering the release of Sahara Reporters publisher Omoyele Sowore and his co-accused Olawale Bakari. Mrs. Ojukwu said the SSS cannot constitute itself as a parallel court of law. The court also ordered the SSS to release the two activists within 24 hours. She also adjourned the case to December the 6th for the continuation of the trial. The activists have been in the custody of the SSS since August. They were arrested for planning a protest popularized with the hashtag Revolution Now. The SSS had refused to release both men despite two separate court orders. The two men are facing trial all on 7 counts of treasonable felony, fraud, cyber, stalking, insulting President Muhammadu Buhari. The latest of the court for their release was the one issued by Justice Ojukwu after they met the bail conditions imposed on them after their arraignment. Now, as to whether the SSS is going to comply with its order of the court is something that we all hope to see. And during the course of the day, through the next 24 hours by tomorrow, which the court is supposed to continue with its sitting, we will know more on that front. And I'll promise you we'll be touching on that, because by that time we'll have Mr. Olaimi Kwaiki also having more information pertaining to that. But it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Sanctioned banks over casual workers. Reps urge CBN. The House of Representatives has called on the Central Bank of Nigeria to sanction commercial banks that use casual staff to run their critical operations. The call followed the unanimous adoption of a motion moved by Amobi Akintola at the plenary on Wednesday. Adopting the motion, the lawmakers called on commercial banks to convert their casual staff who are handling core operations to permanent staff without further delay. And they urged the CBN to sanction any bank that fails to comply. The House also mandated the committees on the banking and currency and labor employment and productivity to interface with banks on the need to stop casualization of their core operation staff. Now, moving the motion, Akintola recalled that prior to the emergence of new generation banks in Nigeria, staff of banks were usually made up of full-time workers who were entitled to series of benefits from the banks they worked for. He said the benefits included promotion, health package, productivity, life insurance policy, housing allowance, wardrobe allowance, feeding allowance, among others, which made banking jobs enviable. He said that the House was also concerned that core operations of banks were being handled by contract staff. And it is interesting to know that with all these stories, can the banks afford to go on this project? I mean, paying for house allowance and blah, 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 even clothing allowance and all that coming. We know that they have uniforms that they wear. So, of course, that one, yeah. So, is that what they're talking about? So, if you're not a permanent staff there, don't you have a uniform that you put on? They should provide you with that. But, well, we'll see what happens. If the economy is good, if everything is going very well, do you think these people, the banks, will also not want to keep their staff permanently, knowing that maybe they might lose them to other banks? Well, it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's now gone 90 minutes past the top of the hour, and it is the Thursday edition of the morning show. Of course, I am Archie. Let me say morning once again to Abiola Olayinka. Now, the other points that Olayemi has posted this morning is talking about is from the renowned journalist Ayo Akinfe. Ayo Akinfe today is looking at, they said, when we are ready to fight for a better future like Rosa Parks, did we then we will get the change we desire in Nigeria. Then we'll get the change we want in Nigeria. It went on to say, today is December the 5th. It was on this day that Alabama bus boycott began in 1955. The Monday after Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to surrender her seat to a white person. I love this lady from the very bottom of my heart, as she is a symbol of the desire to want a better society. Rosa refused to stand up, and her arrest sparked off a chain of events that led to buses in Montgomery, Alabama, being boycotted between December 5, 1955 and December 20, 1956. Now, poor black folks walked for miles to work to make the point. They endured the pain, discomfort, and could not be bought off with enticement. It's not surprise. It is no surprise that as the pressure mounted, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Alabama and Montgomery laws that segregated buses were unconstitutional. No doubt the bus companies felt the impact too, as they lost a lot of money, so had no choice but to back down and abolish segregation. Now, prior to the bus boycott, Jim Crow laws mandated the racial segregation of the Montgomery bus line. As a result of this segregation, African Americans were not hired as drivers, were forced to ride in the back of the bus, and were frequently ordered to surrender their seats to white people, even though black passengers made up 75% of the bus system riders. Interesting. In addition, African American passengers were often attacked by bus drivers and shortchanged. Sometimes they were even left stranded after paying their fares. Now, I challenge you Nigerians, that's what Ayo Akinfe is saying. How many of you are prepared to walk to work, school, the market, church, mosque, Owambes, etc. for 381 days to make a point? You will not do it, which is why you shall continue to suffer. I do not blame the Nigerian elite for exploiting your cowardice. You brought all your sufferings upon yourselves. Now every people get the government they deserve. So effective was this Alabama bus boycott that the city of Montgomery authorities were forced to pass an ordinance authorizing black bus passengers to sit anywhere they choose on buses. This Montgomery bus boycott stimulated activism, participation from the South in the national civil rights movement, and gave Dr. Martin Luther King national attention as rising leader. Now, about a year later, this tactic was employed in South Africa with the 1957 Alexandra bus boycott undertaken against the Public Utility Transport Corporation by the people of Alexandra in Johannesburg. Their bus boycott lasted from January 1957 to June 1957. At its height, 70,000 township residents refused to ride the local buses to and from work. For many people, this daily journey to downtown Johannesburg was a 32-kilometer round trip, but hey, they did not mind as they fought on against apartheid. Now, when you look at the manner in which the Nigerian elite treat the masses with contempt, refuse to pay salaries, leave our schools dissipated or dilapidated to pay while their children school abroad, neglect our hospitals while they go for monthly checkups abroad, and abandon public transport while they have fleets of SUVs, I have to ask myself why there is no civil disobedience campaign to protest all this. Now, if every Nigerian decided to boycott both PDP and APC political rallies to protest the way they treat the masses, these alone will have a profound impact. However, from what I can see, for a bag of rice, gari, and some palm oil, our people will troop out en masse to cheer the looters on My apologies. In the 1950s, black Americans and South Africans lived under far worse conditions than we did. But alas, they never allowed themselves to be bribed. When we reach the stage of mental development, our suffering will start to ease. I think going to O1B, attending the church and mosque, and going to heaven is more important to my people, than a functional society. So this problem will remain with us for a while to come. And that is from the renowned journalist, Ayo Akinfe. This is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I hope with this that I read that rattled your cage and you're going to be sitting up and thinking through it. It is STARR Radio UK. We take a commercial break. We come back and bring you some lovely music. And then I take you to the news that is making the rounds here in the UK. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Board. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie. Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on STARR Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
I know. So improve wo but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and our masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and a financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and a masters fully sponsored. Tie UK buying ebetimi amount up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport indefinite. And now EU passport 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the end amount. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Mesika nefetua wo fees. But degree.
Sometimes I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? What's their inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on STARR Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on STARR Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Programme brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Programme this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on STARR Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Welcome back to the program. It is STARR Radio UK. Before I bring you music, let me just announce this. This evening, exactly at 7 o'clock, we have Mr. KB Botsman who will be coming your way with the Property Hour show. And he will be having as his guest Jack Dora. Jack Dora, a property entrepreneur, Property Entrepreneurs Network. So make sure you listen to that. He'll be co-hosted with or by Vicky Newton. or he'll be hosting with Vicky Newton. So wherever you are, make sure you tune in. It's exactly 7 to 8:30 p.m. this evening for the Property Hour show. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let me say congratulations to Mr. Theophilus Teiko, who also has graduated. And to as many of you who graduated this year, salute. You've all done very well. You've done yourself proud. You've done your nation proud. And you've done your families proud as well. What about that? And topmost, you've done God proud. At least you try to do something. Okay, so let's take the song from Timaya. It says, pity for us. If you listen to all the stories that's come from Nigeria this morning, plus what Ayo Akinfe put across, I bet you this song seals it. Enjoy, and I'll be with you.
It's not Biggie Man, no. It's not for man, no. Hello, Nigerians, so. She be on the me, don't be waiting them be talk, oh. This was not what they promised us, so. Them tell us that they go bring the change, oh. Oh, no, 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 no. As the thing they go, situation is just a bad, oh. Hey, as they break, things is just a hard, oh. No food to chop. Every day they lie, they rise, oh. See the people done they cry, oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Pity for us, oh. Pity for us, oh. Politicians, please pity for us, oh. I beg, we the beg, oh. See my people done they die, oh. Please pity for us, oh. Politicians, please pity for us, oh. Oh, no, 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 no. I believe in Nigeria with all my life. I bless to Nigeria, my country, oh. With all my heart, oh. Anywhere I go, na Naija. Anything I do, na Naija. Anywhere I go to Naija. See, my house is not for Naija. I invest in my Naija. Everything I plan for Naija. Politicians show some love, oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Pity for us, oh. Pity for us, oh. Politicians have mercy on us, oh. I beg, we the beg, oh. We don't care the thing done the bad, oh. Please pity for us, oh. Politicians, please pity for us, oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, Naija. As we sit down, they complain today, our God, right, you food for our body. As we there for here, we they complain our only food for our body, oh. Hey, search your conscience, oh. We suffer no good, oh. Make we live right, oh. We suffer no they try. I don't say every day politicians steal our money. I don't say politicians carry our money go overseas. People they die. Politicians just they smile, oh. Oh, people they die, oh. Their children they overseas. Hey, pity for us, oh. Pity for us, oh. Politicians have mercy on us, oh. We don't need die, oh. Anything we do, oh. Please pity for us, oh. Politicians have mercy on us, oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Hey, this is painful, oh. Pity for us, oh. Politicians have mercy on us, oh. I beg, we the beg, oh. We don't care the thing done the bad, oh. Please pity for us, oh. Politicians, please pity for us, oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, Naija. As we sit down, they complain today, our God, right, food for our body. As we there for here, we they complain our only food for our body, oh. Hey, search your conscience, oh. We suffer no good, oh. Make we live right, oh. We suffer no know they try. I don't say everyday politicians steal our money. I don't say politicians carry our money go overseas. People they die, politicians just they smile. Oh, people they die, yo. Their children they overseas. Pity for us, oh. Pity for us, oh. Politicians have mercy on us, oh. We don't need die, yo. Anything we do, oh. Please, pity for us, oh. Politicians have mercy on us, oh. Oh no 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 no. Hey, this is painful, oh. Oh, my maker.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie. Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
I know. So improve your but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and a masters fully sponsored. Say UK buying ebetimi amount up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants everyone with your application. Now also what me and your sassy KB. Now what your degree. So British passport indefinite. And now EU passport 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your sassy KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we benya up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the end amount. Any for 07904793019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetria wo fees. But degree.
All I can see sometimes.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And the time now is gone, 11:41, exactly at 12 o'clock. The lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions this morning. And like once again, let me say congratulations to Mr. Theophilus Taiko, aka TT. Yeah, I put it to you, sir. That you've done well. Okay. Okay, if you are listening or watching us live on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, or all the others, share it with your friends and loved ones. Share the page with your friends and loved ones if you are on Facebook, and those of you on Twitter, Periscope, and all the others. Share the links with them. But you can download our apps for free. It is STARR Radio UK. Let's go to your app store and type in STARR Radio UK, STARR Radio UK, and you'll get us there. It is for free, user-friendly. You want to send us a message through the app, you can do so. You want to make an appointment to come for anything, you can do so there as well. Whatever you want to do. You want to see the presenter, you want to see the TV session, so you just go on, click. You want to see me there, you'll be seeing me live there, streaming as well. So make sure you do so. All right, it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station. As I've announced, exactly at 1 o'clock we'll bring the program to a close. But now it is time for us to go to what is happening in the UK. There are some interesting stories that I'll be bringing you from the African front, and Ramaphosa is in Ghana for a 2-day visit. And I'm asking, is there something just to normalize whatever things that happened in the past pertaining to attacks by South Africans on people from the sub-region? And if you know the history, whilst during the apartheid regime, there were some people that I went to school with. Okay, and some people who lived in where the area that I lived, because that's where NAFTI had their hostel, and they were all from South Africa, most of them on scholarships. So we all supported, or the countries around there supported their fight for the emancipation or what they are enjoying at the moment. So if things are not going right, do you come to fight against these ones? Well, maybe the president is there and that will help solve. I don't know whether he'll be going to Nigeria as well, but whatever it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't even think of touching the dial. Now, moving on to some of the stories making the rounds in the UK front here, especially when I come to the UK front, exactly a week today, we'll be at the polls. Today, a week will be 12th. The 12th of December. I thought it was going to take a long time for that 5 weeks to, but now see, just a week on. Well, by the time we talk about tomorrow, we'll be talking about days on. But whatever it is, make sure you cast your vote. If you have registered, make sure you find a way to cast your vote. A Tories promised Brexit and budget in first 100 days. Now, Boris Johnson's blueprint prompts attacks from Labour, the SNP, and Lib Dems. I will bring you more details of that. And then Labour pledges to cap class size at 30 pupils. I think the teachers will be happy. The party promises to recruit nearly 20,000 extra teachers in England over 5 years if it wins power. Now, long waits leave mental health patients in limbo. NHS leaves patients stuck on hidden waiting lists for months. Hidden waiting lists for months. A BBC investigation has prompted or has said. Now, what do you think is the way forward? And what is the rise? Why is there so much rise in this mental health? Now, it looks like, everybody seems to have some mental health issue. I don't know, maybe I'm getting it wrong. But it wasn't that prevalent, 5 years ago. So what is causing all that? The people, I've got mental health. And this one says, I also have mental health. And it seems when you're in a group of people, if you are 10 people there, I think 7 in 10 people say they've got mental health. So what is making us feel that way? Now, if you listen to today's quote, it says, a life without difficulties will produce weak and untested people. Is it that people are being put in cotton, just wrapped in cotton, and then snowflakes, generation. Oh, no, you don't say that. No. Is that making us weak and mentally making us not capable of taking on strong things? And any strong thing or any challenge that comes our way, we think, the whole world is falling on me, everything is falling apart. No. Well, it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The time now is 11:47, and it is the morning show. Now, Boris Johnson has promised to pass his Brexit deal and bring a budget within 100 days if he is elected as Prime Minister. The Tory leader says it won't include his pledge to raise the national insurance threshold to 9,500 along with cash for schools and the NHS. Now, Chancellor Sajid Javid said he did not have a single doubt a Conservative government could then agree to trade deal with the EU by the end of 2020. But Labour and said Tories only offered more of the same value or failure. The Lib Dems called the Conservative plan pure fantasy, while the SNP won. There were 7 days left to lock Mr. Johnson out of Downing Street. Now, voters will go to the polls on the 12th of December, that's next week exactly today, for the third election in just over 4 years. Mr. Johnson said he will set out his wider legislative agenda in a Queen's speech penciled in for the 19th of December if he gets back into number 10. He promised this would build on the program that was approved by Parliament as recently as October, but which was then effectively mothballed after MPs voted back to back an early election. And he has committed to bringing his EU withdrawal agreement back for initial approval by MPs before Christmas. In an interview with ITV this morning, Mr. Johnson said, "I absolutely promise if we get a working majority, if we get just 9 seats more, we can be out on the 31st of January. He also said a new trade agreement with the EU could be agreed by the end of next year, calling it a very exciting prospect. They include critics say this is not enough to negotiate such a deal, and it could lead to the UK leaving the EU without an agreement at the end of 2020. They include former Tory Justice Secretary and now independent candidate David Gauck, who said living without a deal will be disastrous for the prosperity of our country, making whole sectors unviable. But Mrs. Javid said this outcome was an extremely remote possibility, as negotiation teams had already agreed the outline of a free trade agreement. Of course, there is going to be some details to discuss, he added, but the important thing that's taking us forward is that we know exactly what we want. The EU has accepted that it works for them, it works for us. Because there is an agreement, there is not a single doubt in mind it can be agreed within months, and we can get it through Parliament in 2020. The Chancellor also said that because the UK was leaving the EU after being fully aligned with its rules, this made negotiations easier than for other trade deals. Mr. Johnson's plan for the first 100 days gives a timetable to a number of his existing pledges from the campaign trail, including raising the national insurance threshold, which the Independent Institute for Physical Studies say will save workers about £85 per year, and then ending the automatic release of serious violent and sexual offenders, and then increasing the amount migrants pay for using the NHS, and then finalizing an agreement with mobile operators over countryside coverage. The Conservatives have also said they would introduce a number of pieces of legislation in the 100-day time frame to take the first step on other promises, including a law to raise minimum per pupil funding in schools, a law to ensure £33.9 billion is put into the NHS each year by 2023, and a new points-based immigration system, the rollout of gigabyte broadband. Mr. Johnson said this is the most important election in a generation. Important because it will define if we go forward as a country or remain stuck, stalled, repeating the same arguments of the last 3 years with yet more damaging uncertainties. But Labour, which is making an announcement of its own on schools funding on Thursday, said the Conservatives' record in office over the past 9.5 years was one of total failure. In a quote, they said, in those days we have seen child poverty soar, rising homelessness, rising food bank, youth and violent crime is so up to, while the NHS has more people waiting for operations and record staff vacancies, said Shadow Community Secretary Andrew Gwen. As the Conservative approach 3,500 days of failure, it's clear that more of the same failed austerity, privatization and tax giveaways for the few is not the answer. It is Starr Radio UK. 8 minutes to the top of the hour at the time. Yes, bringing you all the news that is making the rounds here in the UK. But when it comes to the Labour pledges, Labour is pledging that it's promising to cap class size at 30 pupils across all schools in England if it wins next Thursday's general election. The pledge is an extension of the party's commitment in its manifesto to limit classes in their size at all primary schools. The party said it will fulfill the pledge by recruiting nearly 20,000 extra teachers over a period of 5 years. The Conservatives said English schools were rising up international rankings. The party has pledged an extra £14 billion the next 3 years for schools in England. Labour's pledge to recruit nearly 20,000 teachers is similar to a promise made 2 weeks ago by the Liberal Democrats. Liberal Democrats education spokeswoman Leila Moran accused the party of trying to copy them, but added that Labour had no hope of meeting this target. Now, she said Labour will not be able to square these promises with leaving the EU if voters back the party's Brexit deal in its planned referendum, due to thousands of EU teachers coming to work in schools each year. Now, Labour said the recruitment will be funded from an extra 25 billion in school spending over the next 3 years. The party also committed to ensuring all teachers have formal teaching qualification within 5 years. Now, Shadow Education Secretary Angela Rayner said government could not make a change or could not make changes overnight, but they would reversing the trend of increasing class sizes and lack of spending under the Conservatives. The event will go on immediately, so the money that schools have had cut, they will instantly see. She said, on December 13th, I can bring in 20,000 teachers, of course not. But what I can do through our National Education Service is bring in the training and the skills. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 5 minutes to the top of the hour, bringing you news that is making the rounds here in the UK. Now, still on the campaign trail, we have, is it Labour or Lib Dems talking about mental health patients and trying that they are going to do so much about them. But information coming through says that patients with mental health problems are being left in limbo on hidden waiting lists by England's NHS talking therapy service. The service, called Improving Access to Psychological Therapies, provides therapy such as counseling to adults with conditions like depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and anxiety. It starts seeing 9 in 10 patients within the target time of 6 weeks. But that masks the fact many then face long waits for regular treatment. Half of patients waited over 28 days and 1 in 6 longer than 90 days between their first and second sessions in the past year. For most of the first 6 sessions, it's a combination of an assessment and basic advice, with a second appointment marking the start of the core treatment session. Now, Charity said the headline targets target was giving a false impression of what was happening, warning that patients were facing hidden weights that were putting their health at risk. NHS England acknowledged the pressure on the system was causing delays, but pointed out that despite the delays, half of patients given treatment still recovered. One patient, Paul Williams, 60, was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder following a violent incident he was involved with as a police officer in Devon. He had to retire on medical grounds from the service in 2013 and turned to improving access to psychological therapies, the IAPT, for help. Now, while waiting for therapy, he tried to take his own life. The treatment was really good when I got it, but the problem is you are kept in a holding pattern. Waiting is really hard when you are struggling mentally. It is STARR Radio UK, and it is just gone 2 minutes to the top of the hour. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. Is it that mentally we are not as strong as there was in the past? Or, well, it's the same thing that is happening, but in the past, because we didn't have a proliferation of media houses, or we didn't have all the social media platforms where people can vent their anger or put whatever thing that they are going through across, and therefore we didn't know. But because it seems, or there seems to be a rise in mental health in this nation, and I ask myself, what is causing that? I don't know. There are some of the youth who would say, "Oh, well, I think I'm having a breakdown or something, and I'm anxious. I want to see a psychologist, or go to see the doctor for them to help me, or go to the AIAP." But my question is it because we are not allowing ourselves to be challenged? When I say to be challenged, I mean, when so we seem to be untested people, and we don't want any difficulties. We want everything smooth and rosary and nice. So that's why some people call them the snowflake generation. So everything has to be nice. Everything has to be nice. Oh, it's okay. But when you know that it's not okay, you need to go through that. You need to go through that challenge to toughen you up. Even it got to the point where they're talking about exams, where they say, oh, you know what? People should not. We should not let our kids in the primary school write exams and stuff like that. Nah, what told you? I remember when I back in the day. In the morning we go to a school assembly, and then we go to the classroom, and there is mental. Oh my. And I don't want to blow my horn, but I was good. Okay? Yeah. But you see, people who were not smart up there, they will be whipped. And you know, so it's when I came here that I managed to understand what dyslexic or dyslexia and all those things are. I didn't have a clue that there was anything of the sort. So there were some people who are sharp, others who are slow to catch this, and how they'll be beating them. But our generation, we still survived. We didn't have people committing suicides, or people crying, or being depressed in that sort. Maybe people were depressed that we didn't know. But whatever it is, I want to have your take on that. I want to know what you think. Do you think that maybe this generation, we are pussyfussing around them, and therefore that's what is making them behave that way? Or truly, look, there is a trend that is going on that is making people ill, or having mental health ailment? Let us hear from you. It is STARR Radio UK. It's 1 minute after 12. You can call me on 0208 133 2257, 0208 133 225758. US or Canada is 0017183032737, 0017183032737. Text or WhatsApp is 075396617440, 075396617440. Our Twitter handle is STARR Radio UK. Our email address is info@starradiouk.com. You know, one funny thing as well, when there's a competition, no, they don't want to say, they don't want you to class them. No, we want to write exams. We want to be first. I remember in one of my exams when I was second, and I cried. I didn't want to. You know, we take food to school and stuff like that. But that day I remember crying because I didn't want to eat. That we called it our day. That's the end of term, And I didn't want that at all. I didn't want to have anything to do with the food. I didn't want to eat. And oh my. Okay, I've got some good announcements to make, but let's just quickly just go back and have a lovely music, a commercial break, and then I'll announce that, and then I will send my congratulatory messages to who I want to do as well. Stay tuned.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on STARR Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie. Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on STARR Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on STARR Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on STARR Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Program brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Program this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on STARR Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Welcome back to the program. It is STARR Radio UK. I had a very nice and good message information coming through. And let me say congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Tobo and to the Bruce and the Tobos. We salute you all. Congratulations for the latest addition to the family. Oh my, I'm a granddad. Yee! Yes, okay. So I've been a granddad, you know. I have lots of grandchildren, you know. Okay, I've got a latest addition. Let me say congratulations to Daisy and Darren for the latest addition. Dr. Tiana, congratulations to you as well. You did very well. Yes. To my apostle himself, Brother HB, congrats, and to Auntie Mary, Mrs. Mary Bruce, Mom, congratulations. Thank God. Okay, a bouncing baby girl. Yes, thank God for that. Okay. I'm bringing you very lovely music. I know that at the moment you are busy there, but hey, from STARR Radio UK, from myself, Mr. Frank Davids, and management and all staff, we say congratulations for the latest addition to the family. Okay, now moving on to some other stories. Doctors are saying that seizures of illegal diazepam tablets double in a year. The number of illegal diazepam tablets seized entering the UK has more than doubled in a year. Figures obtained by the Victoria Derbyshire programme, some 1.3 million were intercepted in the postal system by the UK's border force in 2018. It went up from 554,000 in 2017. Doctors warn the authenticity of diazepam bought online cannot be trusted if it is illegal to possess without a prescription. It is illegal to possess without a prescription. The medicine regulator said selling such drugs was a serious offense. It figures for tablets and tested positive for diazepam do not include the number of fake pills being seized. Now, one woman who was addicted to the drug for a decade, fueled by pills bought online, said it had ruined her life. Diazepam, also known by one of its brand names, Valium, is a Class C drug in the UK. It is commonly used to treat anxiety, muscle spasm, and seizures, working to calm the brains and nerves. On the NHS, the medication is not recommended to be taken for longer than 4 weeks, while possessing the drug without a prescription carries a maximum prison sentence for 2 years. Now, some people tend to rogue online pharmacies and dealers to buy it when they are unable to do or do not want to get it from a doctor. Whew. Well, so, see, the depression and the mental ailment that we're talking about, that is where it all starts from. Well, it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, going to France, before we go to other parts of the world. Macron pension reform, France paralyzed by biggest national strike in years. I bet Donald Trump will be very happy about that. Now, a nationwide strike has severely disrupted schools and public transport across France. Workers are angry at being forced to retire later or face reduced pensions. Now, school and transport workers have been joined by police lawyers, and hospital airport staff for a general walkout that could include millions of people. Now, France's largest nationwide strike in years was agreed by unions unhappy with President Emmanuel Macron's plan for a universal points-based pension system. Now, what we've got to do is shut the economy down, said union official Christian Groyler of the Force Ouvrier Workers' Force. Now, people are spoiling for a fight. Now, Interior Minister Christophe Castana said on the eve of the strike, he expected almost 250 demonstrations nationwide, some of which he said could turn violent. Now, we know there will be lots of people in this protest, and we know the risks. I have requested that systematically, when there is rioting or violence, we make arrests immediately, he said. On Paris' famous Champs-Élysées Boulevard, riot police began searching pedestrian bags before dawn and shops on a planned protest route. Before dawn, and shops on a planned protest route have been ordered to close. Now, transport network grounded to a near halt in some areas on Thursday morning. Some 90% of high-speed TGV and intercity trains have been cancelled, with buses also affected in Paris. Now, just 5 of the city's 16 metro lines are running. The early rush hour saw a deserted station as commuters shared car rides, took to their bikes, and worked from home. It is STARR Radio UK, and that is what is happening in no other place but France. Okay, so what is it all about? It is STARR Radio UK. You want to know more? We'll let you know. And then a German activist group has apologized for displaying what is claimed to be Holocaust victims' ashes in a memorial near the German parliament in Berlin. The Center for Political Beauty opened the anti-Nazi installation on Monday to mobilize the public against modern-day far-right extremism. Now, it says it will cover up the transparent urn containing the ashes. The work was criticized by some Jewish leaders and the International Auschwitz Committee, who found it insensitive. The Nazis dumped their victims' ashes in fields and rivers close to death and concentration camps where they died. The ZPS said the urn contained victims' remains that it had unearthed from 23 sites near former Nazi camps in Germany, Poland, and Ukraine. The group's makeshift memorial also carries the slogan, "Remembering means fighting." In a statement on the website ZPS said, "We want to apologize sincerely to those affected, the survivors and their relatives whose feelings were hurt. In particular, we want to apologize to the Jewish institution, associations, or individuals who feel that our work disturbed the peace required for the dead according to the Jewish religion," it said. Do you see anything wrong with that? Well, I said per the Jewish religion, but wherever they were, they are there. Now, I think that by creating this awareness, it makes people who are going to the extreme right know that, look, lest we forget and end up in another scenario. But this is a case where some Jewish are also saying that, look, that is not on, because per our rights as Jews or beliefs, when somebody dies, you don't disturb them by taking maybe remains or their ashes to be put somewhere. So let the dead sleep in peace. What do you think about all that? STARR Radio UK. And yesterday too, there was another story that I chanced on whilst I was monitoring some stories from across the globe, and it talk about the destruction or people, yeah, some burial sites of Jews in the past. I don't know where, I've forgotten which country it was, but I was monitoring that story and I found that one as well, and it's quite distasteful for whatever who did that, going to the cemetery to unface or deface the headstones, and it was very, very distasteful. But hopefully, okay, let me bring it to you. Now, more than 100 graves at the Jewish cemetery in France have been defaced with Nazi swastikas in the latest in a wave of anti-Semitic attacks. Now, vandals spray-painted the gravestones in the eastern town of Weishofen near Strasbourg days after another incident in a nearby village. In response, President Emmanuel Macron said France will fight anti-Semitism until our dead can sleep in peace. France is home to Jewish community of about 550,000, the biggest in Europe. Jews are and make France, Mr. Macron said in a tweet on Tuesday evening. Those who attack them, even in their graves, are not worthy of the idea we have of France, he said. France's northeastern Alsace region on the border with Germany has been marked by a series of anti-Semitic acts in recent months. Chief Rabbi Haim Kosia said he was outraged and horrified to learn of the desecration of yet another cemetery in Alsace. Okay, it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Like it was announced this morning, exactly at 7 o'clock this evening, we'll be bringing you the Property Hour show with KB Bossman and Vicky. And they're having us a special guest. So they're having a special guest in the studio. So make sure you tune in to listen to them. It's going to be a smasher of a program. So make sure you do listen to them. Okay. Now, moving on to some other stories making the rounds this morning. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Or this afternoon, let me put it that way. Now, one final story with all this Second World War and everything. The wreck of a World War I German battle cruiser has been located off the Falkland Islands, where it was sunk by the British Navy 105 years ago. The SMS Scharnhorst was the flagship of the German Vice Admiral Maximilian Graf von Spey's East Asia Squadron. It was sunk on the 8th of December 1914 with more than 800 men on board, including Vice Admiral von Spey himself. The leader of the search for the wreckage said the moment of discovery was extraordinary, and he says was a poignant moment. Well, kudos to them. It is STARR Radio UK, and it is the Thursday edition of the morning show. Now, moving on to some other stories happening in the Caribbean and the South American countries. We have Mr. Kofi Ali who has joined us, but let me just bring you that quickly before I go to Mr. Kofi Ali. Now, Colombia protests resume after talks flounder. Trade unions and students groups take to the streets again to increase pressure on the government. And the killers of Honduran activists sentenced to 50 years. Those are some of the stories making the rounds in the Caribbean area. And Colombia, artist Morello among Turner Prize winners. With a congratulations to all of them. But it is Starr Radio UK. I have Mr. Kofi Ali who has joined it. Let me see whether I can hear or he can hear me. Kofi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very, very well. And you?
Not very bad. Frank is not with us today.
No, he's not with us today. He has other errands, other stuff to do.
No,
yes.
I know. Of course, I know he's not sleeping. Okay. Thank you very much. Your quote of today is a bit challenging. And it's it's a must for us to suffer, to live. And without suffering, we cannot learn. And I think that is a very, very unfortunate to have that notion in any form.
That's how you are taking it. Is that how you are taking it?
No. When you go to the extent of even justifying as a child why one sadist will use a stick to be beating children in the morning in what is called a classroom or madrasa, because what he know you don't know, and you are just a child struggling to learn. And he thinks in you, maybe when he was a child, he's the most stupid person himself. What adults are able to know because sometimes of age. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
Children struggle to learn. And it's not by putting fear, pain into them. And this is what the modern world is correcting. And let me even say what you even added to your submission. You were saying that some are poor learners, some have schizophrenic. Children have so many ADHD or whatever you call it. Now, this need to be diagnosed. Some have dyslexic, some are dyslexic.
Yeah.
Now, this needs to be diagnosed. And first of all, it needs to be identified, diagnosed, and then find a solution to it. So children learn differently.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Now, the imbecile who don't even know that himself.
They will be beating the kids.
He is beating children. Listen, he's beating them out of ignorance.
And saying, Tiwi. You remember that?
Now, listen, you and I went through that phase. Because in our time, that is the norm.
Yeah.
It's like soldier yesterday. The tools you give the military man yesterday, that was what was available at the time.
Yeah.
To go to war. The police, to do his police work. At that time, you don't need to give him a mobile phone. Only give him a stick. If it's a police. And if it's, sometimes they even go and buy their own shoes, as they still do in Gambia. And if he's a military man, you just give him shoot one and run away. Now, things have changed. That there are tools that he can do far, far more work without going through the crude means.
Yeah.
Then it behoves us, we fail, you and I, when these possibilities are available in the world, and the fact that we don't have it where we are born, though we have migrated to another society, are still justifying in a way, subconsciously justifying that there is something good about that practice. And this is where we are failing. You understand? Yes, in Ghana, maybe till now, those things, because we are technologically backward, we are not there yet. But the fact that you and I have migrated into the kingdom of God, and I've seen how decent human beings do things, it is very, very bad for us to condone abuse subconsciously, and that is what I think you are. And in fact, about a day or two ago, the same mistake turned up when you were talking about tribal mark. Why should the Constitution of Ghana say no child must be marked on the body? And in a way, some of us are saying, and allow me quickly, I won't excuse him. That is our tradition in our culture. When the Constitution is reading that, no child. Are you telling me that Mr. Kweki's children in London here are marked on the body?
No, they wouldn't be allowed to do that.
Because they'll be arrested. Because it's not right. The child must be 17, 18, then he go to the tattoo place or go to hospital, and they'll do it for him. Even circumcision, people are going to say no. Let the child decide what you want to do. Because when you mark somebody, you understand, on the body, it's not something that they can change. It is there forever.
Yeah.
That decision should be made by the individual himself. When we hide behind culture and tradition, of course, well, which slave trade is part of it, things like abuse that probably were part of the past. You understand?
Yeah.
Focussy and co. They'll be happening to us. Because we believe in tradition. And I've always come hard on this. You go to Ghana, you see children, their face littered. I met a girl in this country and asked her, how did you come by this mark on your face? You understand? And she felt guilty. She said, it's my auntie. Not even my mother or father. My auntie did it to me because she liked it. Do you like it? Well, when I came here, I don't think it is right. But I think, well, I have it. What can I do? It is, we should stop. This is why Jesus came. You understand? And then that takes us to Mr. Nanado, President Nanado.
Yes.
Who asked us Ghanaians to vote for him. And the Constitution of Ghana says nobody must force any Ghanaian to follow any religion. You must choose your own religion. And we must all respect each other's religion. But when the president goes for election and he wins, and that he has promised his God to build a house for him, and he's not destroying government property and using our money, the state money to build church, a shrine for his idol called God, that we have a problem with his God. We wouldn't have had it. We are told to respect his God, but when he respects us, that is what the Constitution said. Now he's destroying government property and using. We should have been using his salary. We don't know his God. We don't want his God. We have no problem with his cathedral. The Christians should build their church and Muslims should build their mosque. They shouldn't involve us in it. When they do, then we will call their God names. That thing is going to be, we will destroy it. We promise them.
You will destroy it. Okay, listen, let's bear with us. Mr. Kofi Ali, you know him, he's a busy man. He has to address an issue. So, okay, let me see whether he's still there.
I will have to call back.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kofi Ali. Listeners, it is STARR Radio UK. He was reacting to a statement that I made pertaining to the daily quote where it says, a life without difficulties will produce weak and untested people. And I'm saying that when we were in school, we went through all those things. And I just try to link that to mental health. Okay? And I'm saying that there seems to be a rise in mental health ailment. I mean, you have lots of people on this one called mental. So I asked myself, while we were growing up, going through such system where even early morning, you are being whipped because you need to be able to, pass or get all the answers right in a maths test. Okay, exercise, we call it mental. So you have to crack your brains. And knowing what I know now, talking about those who are dyslexic and all that stuff, and even some people had eye problems. You see, somebody sitting at the back. Now, when it looks at the blackboard at the time, because we use blackboards, cannot see from that distance. And then they are asking the person, what is that? And the person cannot say, and they're So all those things, I'm not saying that it was right. No. I'm not saying that it was right at all. Forget about it. I'm not saying that it was right. But what I'm trying to address is that when we went through those challenges, but there wasn't a rise or number of people who said, oh, I'm suffering from mental health. People got up and got on with it. And I'm saying that, are we, encouraging a snowflake generation? Are we having lots of people who are, I can't go through challenge. And then we are just buckling under any small or any challenge at all. That's where I'm coming from. If you want to join in and add your voice to the discussion, feel free to do so. It is STARR Radio UK. 12:31 is the time. Exactly in the next 29 minutes, I'll be bringing the program to a close. But yesterday night, was it? Is it yesterday night or yesterday evening? I was monitoring the case of the impeachment, where we had some constitutional experts who were being questioned by the bosses who are championing this, the Judicial Committee and the House Judicial Committee. So I'll try to bring you a bit on that. But some information coming through: 2 have been killed in a shooting at Pearl Harbor Navy base. The story says a U.S. sailor shot dead 2 workers before taking his own life at the Pearl Harbor military base near Honolulu in Hawaii on Wednesday. Officials say the gunman also injured a 3rd worker before he killed himself. The incident prompted a lockdown at Joint Base Pearl Harbor, Hickman, which is on the Hawaiian island of Oahu. Now, the shooting was reported at about 14:30, that is mid 00:30 hours GMT local time. The identities of those involved in the shooting have not yet been confirmed. All 3 victims were Civilian Defense Department employees, and the survivor is in a stable condition, officials said. Now, Rear Admiral Rob Chadwick, speaking at a press conference, said it was unclear if the victims were targeted or shot at random. More information will come through and we will let you know. But it is STARR Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, let me ask you this question. Did you manage to watch this Trump impeachment inquiry that seems to be going on, where 4 experts in the Constitution were questioned, and one of them was speaking for or against the impeachment proceeding, and the 3 were speaking for the proceedings. The experts are debating what the U.S. Constitution say about the impeachment in light of the ongoing inquiry into the President Donald Trump's alleged abuse of power involving Ukraine. So what did they say? Now, the U.S. Constitution provides an Article 2, Section 4, that the President, the Vice President, and all civil officers may be impeached for treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. But what that actually means has long been a subject of debate. On Wednesday, 4 constitutional lawyers appeared before the House Judiciary Committee to give their view, 3 called by the Democrats and 1 by the Republicans. It marks a new phase of the impeachment inquiry as the committee considers drawing up articles of impeachment, in effect a charge sheet. After a president is impeached in the House of Representatives, the Senate then votes on conviction and removal from office. In this case, the U.S. president is accused of an abuse of power in trying to extract political favors from Ukraine by withholding military aid and a White House meeting with the Ukraine's leader. But does that deserve impeachment and possible subsequent removal from the office? Here's what the legal scholars said. The case of impeachment, from the president's conduct described in the testimony and evidence clearly constitutes an impeachable high crime and misdemeanor under the Constitution, according to the testimony and to the public. A released memorandum of the July 25, 2019 telephone call between the 2 presidents. Now, President Trump abused his office by soliciting the president of Ukraine to investigate his political rivals in order to gain personal political advantage, including in the 2020 presidential elections. This act on its own disqualifies an impeachable high crime and misdemeanor. That was from Noah Feldman, Harvard Law School. Now, the president's serious misconduct included bribery. If I want to go on, I'll go on and on and on and on. But I'll try to see whether we can put it on our Facebook page, and then you can have a good look at it. But if you have followed our stories, do you think that the Democrats are doing the right thing, because some are saying that, look, with what is going on, it's dividing the country the more. We know that it's already divided, but the way it's going is dividing it the more. Some were of the view that the Democrats have been plotting to impeach the president since his first day when he was sworn in, because they think that, well, he had help from the Russians to win the elections. With the moral inquiry came out to say that it wasn't so. So what do you think is going on? Are you in favor of the impeachment hearing that is going on? I want to hear from you as well. It is 12:36 from the House of London. It is a Starr Radio UK morning show. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Now, finally, touching down on some other stories that is making the rounds on the African continent. Dozens of migrants drowned in Atlantic Ocean. A boat carrying 150 people left on the perilous route from the Gambia a week ago, and more. And I'll bring you more on that. Tropical storms expected in East Africa. Further heavy rain is forecast to hit the region, compounding problems caused by flooding in recent weeks. And Nigeria seeks justice for woman stabbed in the neck. Hospital denies sister's accusation. Moredun Bolgun bled to death because she was refused treatment. So I'll touch on that one and then we move on. Nigerians online are seeking justice for a woman who they say died after a hospital refused to treat her stab wound. The hospital denies accusation. Moradun Bolagun was reportedly stabbed in the neck by a thief on her way home. She was rushed to hospital where she reportedly bled out and died. Now, according to Miss Bolagun's sister Malade, the hospital failed to treat her and asked for a police report. The hospital where Miss Balagun was taken to has stated that it did not refuse to attend to the deceased. Now, Chief Medical Director at the Jolad Hospital, Fonsu Oladipo, told the Premium Times newspaper that doctors received Miss Balagun but realized that she needed specialized treatment. Now, we didn't move her into the hospital. We immediately moved her to Bagada after we realized that we cannot offer the required treatment and those who brought her had abandoned her with us, he said. Now, Nigerians online were, however, insisting that Ms. Balogun was denied treatment and have started a trend to seek justice. Using the hashtag Justice for Maradon, friend and family of the late Maradon Balogun have accused the hospital of negligence. Well, this is where money comes before the treatment, and it's a very, very sad one. A very pretty girl who has been, a lady who has been just killed by thieves. It is Starr Radio UK. Okay, I was trying to get you the story about the migrant crisis that seemed to be making its rounds. Okay. At least 57 people have died after their boat capsized off the coast of Mauritania, says the UN Migration Agency. Now, the vessel left the Gambia a week ago carrying 150 migrants, according to the International Organization for Migration. Survivors told the UN that the boat was running low on fuel when it approached the Mauritanian coast. The perilous sea route from West Africa was once a major path for migrants attempting to reach Europe, but Libya is now the key departure point. So people have lost their lives there. And we say, as we always say, look, London, overseas, never be heaven. So if you have the money, to sort out whatever thing that you want to sort out and get on with it, get on with it. But don't be wooed into doing that. Someone would say, well, if it's not good, you are here. So why do you say that others shouldn't come? Well, I know what you're talking about, but I know what I see as well. It is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 12:41 is the time, and I'm going to bring you another musical break. And once we come back, we go to Ghana, where we'll be having a look at Ambassador at Large has no office, operates from Dome. That is what someone is saying. And then we are watching you closely. The NDC is telling the EC. That was after yesterday when the former President Rawlings came out to say that it is a good move by the EC to have like a think tank. Should I put it that way? Would that actually describe it perfectly? To seek to address everything that the EC is doing, so that there will be that clarity and visibleness. So there is nothing hidden agenda that we normally see. But whatever it is, it's STARR Radio UK. Stay tuned, and I'll be with you.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on STARR Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Zenia would do is a family to I'm crazy. You show any money when go see I am some crazy. Baby, hold on out to trim me off in me. Me and Toman can make us such a trim me da. Nanka me your dog up in ta. I'm a Mokuma Bakumja. I'm a way who send you. You don't know till we're about. Me your dog up in ta. I'm a Mokuma Bakumja. I'm on my way who send me. You don't know till we're about. Yes, it's so cool in my pair. So we get something in common, pepe. Why am I missing one day? Never be away, no. Although to me, mommy, three minutes about you. I had no crowd on the way to I can't deny the fact that I fall in my angel. Nanka me your dog up in ta. I'm a Mokuma Bakumja. I'm on my way who send me. They don't know till we're about. Me your dog up in ta. I'm a Mokuma Bakumja. I'm on my way who send me. They don't know till we're about. Me feel it, the lady inside you. Radio. Listen, my one day I have to cook. Don't you go on what you grow with your corner? Is it your identity and tatty and you are good? Although me want my own thing, I'm in doing what go me there. How can I say, oh, to one out of Chimania? They are women number one, no doubt about it. If it's my train, it's been long since I felt true love. I can't deny the fact that I fall in my angel. Nanka me your dog up in ta. I'm a Mokuma Bakumja. I'm on my way who send me. They don't know till we're about. Me your dog up in ta. I'm a Mokuma Bakumja. I'm on my way who send me. They don't know till we're about. Nanka me your dog up in ta. I'm a Mokuma Bakumja. I'm on my way who send me. They don't know till we're about. Me a dog carpenter. Mama wakuma babumucha. Mama we won send me. Me don't it you where I buy. Mama we won send me. Me don't it you where I buy. Nanka me a dog carpenter. Mama wakuma babumucha. Mama we won send me. Me don't it you where I buy. Me a dog carpenter. Mama wakuma babumucha. Mama we won send me. Me don't it you where I buy.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. In the next 12 minutes, I'll be bringing the program to a close. And like I say, this evening, exactly at 7 o'clock, KB Bossman will be coming your way with the Property Hour show. Make sure you join him and Vicky on a very wonderful time. They're going to be having a guest in the studio as well. So make sure you join them if you want to get your foot on the property. And it's your first time. You are a landlord. You might be a tenant. And you don't have a clue how to go about it, or whatever situation that you have, any question that you have, they will see to address it for you. So make sure you stay tuned and see to that. Okay, join them. It is 7 o'clock, 7 to 8:30 every Thursday. Now, finally, before we bring the program to a close, now moving on to some other stories making the rounds. NDC delegation storms Archie's palace over Kwame Zoo's comment, and the First Lady advises MPP women to resist apathy ahead of 2020 polls. And the Youth Break Foundation falls EC for composition of advisory committee. But this is the same youth group, advisory committee group that the former president Jerry John Rawlings says it's a good one. It gives the opportunity to actually give insight to what the EC actually is doing. I don't know what you think about that, but I've got just only call it 11 minutes or 10 minutes to bring the program to close. If you want to talk about it, you can feel free to do so. The Youth Bridge Foundation, a youth development organization, has lauded the formation of a 21-member advisory committee by the Electoral Commission. However, the group has faulted the commission for the composition of the group. A statement from them said the committee does not include membership from youth groups. At the YBF wish to remind, it said we are at the YBF wish to remind the EC that the young people are essentially the composition of the Ghanaian public. Indeed, the youth constitute more than 60% of Ghana's population as per available statistics and information from the EC's own voter register database, the group wrote. Now, we therefore call on the EC to rethink the current composition of the eminent advisory committee to make way for at least 3 to 5 slots for either youth, 7 civil society organizations, or youth groups on the committee. This, in our view, will be the most appropriate way to obtain reliable information with respect to the concerns of the public for redress by the commission they demanded. The foundation also cautioned the EC to ensure the arrangement does not contribute to the high cost of elections in Ghana, which I agree with them 102%. Because if by forming this group or this commission or this committee, they're now going to be having certain allowances, and by that time you say Jack is going to be ballooning the budget of the EC, and therefore making them spend more than what is the use or what is the need for it. But it is STARR Radio UK. But in reaction to that, the NDC has said that they are watching the EC very closely. The opposition NDC is confident about a win in the upcoming 2020 general election and has thus said it is closely monitoring the activities of the Electoral Commission to ensure no foul play arises. Now, the party says it is currently undergoing research on its chances of winning, and if statistics continue in the current trend, they might bag a win with more than 53%. Now, speaking this morning, the national organizer, Mr. Kofi Adams, urged the EC to be more transparent. Now, when asked if he had confidence in the EC, he said, "It doesn't matter who sits at the EC headquarters. We are watching every step the EC is taking, even when they are sleeping. Whether they are snoring or not, we know." Have they got CCTVs in their homes or in their have they got cameras in their car, wherever they are? He said nobody should attempt playing any games. He stressed you should have confidence in a process that generates leadership, but they must let us have confidence in them. They should do a lot more to engender confidence that political parties should have in them. And that is in relation to the formation of this committee by the EC. Now, with this group who are also calling that, look, yes, much as we applaud formation of this committee, you did not incorporate the youth, who form about 60% of the population in Ghana. Now, I don't want to say what would the youth bring on board, but at least the youth representing the youth will say that, look, we agree that whatever these old people are doing is the right thing. But do you think that the fact that they've not been involved or have not been given a chance to be part of it spoils anything? Will it ruin anything? Somebody will say, well, when it comes to governing of our nation, we have old people. When you go to some of the ministries, old. The youth are down there. They are just down. But up there, old people. So why don't we just allow the old people to continue? So when we are also old, we also get there. Well, it is STARR Radio UK. 6 minutes at the top of the hour. Like I said earlier on, exactly at 1 o'clock, I'll bring the program to a close. But this evening, at 7, KB Bossman and Vicky will be coming your way with the Property Hour show. Still, though 2020 has not arrived yet, on the campaign trail, some messages coming through. The former president, John Dramani Mahama, has accused the Akufo-Addo government of misappropriating the Zongo Development Funds. At a meeting with executives of the Federation of Muslim Council on Tuesday, Mr. Mahama indicated that the fund must be used to address the major challenges of the people who lived in Zongo and not. We don't want to come and put up a romantic Zongo Development Fund for show and you use it to make football pitches for people to play. Teach our women how to cook, wache, among others, he said. He continued, we think that the issue facing the Muslim community are bigger than that. Access to education, how we put the children in school and keep them in school so that they don't drop out. The flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress said, further asked, what is the access to healthcare in the communities? Stressing that these infrastructure and utilities are what government needs to prioritize so as to solve the development disparity in the country. In November 2017, Parliament passed the Zongo Development Fund Bill, which seeks to establish a fund to speed up the development of Zongo communities into centers of opportunities. Government explained that Zongo communities in the country have over the years been bedeviled with the infrastructure deficit, lack of social services, and poor sanitation, and promised to provide $50 million for the fund when established. Addressing the media, General Secretary of the Federation of the Muslim Council, Alhaji Muhammad Ado, also accused the government of discriminating against Muslims, arguing that there is no Muslim representative or represented on the Religious and Chieftaincy Advisory Board. So everybody is calling for a representation from their group. It is STARR Radio UK. You can get this from anywhere except from us. Now, finally, before I bring the program to a close, one other story that I want to put across. And let me say thank you, a massive thank you to Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Mr. Olayomi Koiki, he gave me some nice plantain chips here that when I finish, I'm going to consume. When I say eat it, I've not done it. Consume it. All right. The NDC delegation storms Ochehene's palace over Kwame Zoo's comment. A high-powered delegation from the National Democratic Congress has arrived in Chebi in the eastern region to apologize to the Ochehene Sajifo Amoetia for opinion and Achim Abuakwa Traditional Council on behalf of its Ashanti Regional Secretary. Now, during a demonstration by the Coalition for National Sovereignty in Kumasi, Kwame Zoo alleged that if it had not been the intervention of former President John Mahama, the people of Chebi and the Ochehene would still be drinking water with animals. The statement, widely condemned, led to a huge demonstration by the chiefs and people of Achim Ebuakwa. The Ashanti Regional Branch of the NDC consequently issued a written apology, but it was rejected by the Achiman Council. The party was subsequently asked to perform ritual pacification to appease the Ochehene, or risks being banned from all official functions organized under the auspices of the Oforipenyin Stew. But reporting from the Ochehene Palace, said the 6-member delegation led by the party's national chairman, Samuel Ofusu Ampofo, has been warmly received by the Traditional Council for a closed-door meeting. And we hope that they manage to bury the hatchet and they move on. Well, listeners, this is why I bring the program to a close for today. It's been a pleasure coming your way. I am Archie, of course, and I'm here. And I hope that you enjoy the breakfast that I served you, or branch that I've served you this morning. But I cannot go away without bringing you some lovely tune, but that will be preceded by this announcement, and then we move on from there. Stay tuned.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on STARR Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Yeah, so join KB Bossman and Vicky this evening, exactly at 7 o'clock, between 7 to 8:30, when they bring you the Property Hour Show. God bless you, and thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us. It's been a pleasure coming your way. We take this tune from Bessa Simons, and let me say congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Tobo, and congratulations to Mr. Theophilus Teiko as well, and to every one of you who have managed to graduate to what is the name of this? Margaret. I've forgotten your surname. Margaret of Croydon Council. You also graduated, and I say congratulations to you all. If you are celebrating your birthdays today, happy birthday and congratulations, and God bless. I will come your way tomorrow with another edition of the morning show. It's been me, your one and only Archie, saying stay blessed. Mr. Simon says Belembe. Enjoy.
for listening.
Belembe,